What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here with another episode of the 5 takeaways. This time we'll be looking at the disastrous Man City game yesterday, 3-0 loss at the Etihad. And finally, this is the last video we're going to be covering of this game, and I'm happy to see the back of this game.
Yeah, I think we all knew it was going to be a tough one, and so it proved. You know, whenever it's a football game, you're like hoping, but this was never going to happen.
It's always
the
hope that kills you, isn't it?
Yeah, it was never going to happen for us, this game, but I'm just happy to see the back of it, and we can start our season now.
Start our season, yeah.
15 games to go.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into the 5 takeaways. And the first one we're going to be looking at is problems from the spot.
Yeah, so Højbjerg gave away a penalty in the 25th minute yesterday in the 3-0 defeat to Man City, obviously putting us on our way to the defeat. That was the 6th penalty Spurs have conceded this season, which has put us in 4th in the league for penalties conceded. And penalties that we have conceded have cost us 4 points this season. So not that bad, but it's something we have to work on.
Highest is not good.
It's not good. We concede way too many penalties, sloppy actions in the box.
Mm-hmm.
And except for like maybe the couple ones early in the season where Doherty and Dyer got a bit unlucky, like the other 4 have just been horrendous penalties that we've given away.
Yeah, that one at Chelsea was the worst one of the lot, I reckon.
Yeah, Dyer's one. Aurier was just as bad. Less home to Leicester.
True.
Yesterday, I thought he was a bit unlucky, but he was a bit clumsy as well, Højbjerg. And I can't remember who the other one was, but it's poor penalties we're conceding.
Yeah, and ultimately, these players at the back are way too sloppy and too mistake-ridden, and we need to take a look at it. We need to buy better players than we've got at the back, I'm afraid to say so.
Yep.
All right, and let's get on to the second takeaway, and that is those Hugo Howlers.
Yeah, so he had a really strong start to the season, Hugo Lloris, not making many mistakes up until that Crystal Palace game where you would probably argue he made his first mistake of the season when we could see that late equaliser, should have hung on to that. He still, after that game, was still pretty solid, but since the Liverpool game, which was now 7 games ago, now his last 7 games, he's arguably made 6 mistakes in his last 7 games. 2 against Liverpool, 2 against Everton, and 2 yesterday against Man City, if you count the penalty being a mistake. And that really needs to be addressed by Hugo. It's not like, to have that many mistakes in such a short space of time is a worrying trend. And obviously I'm a big fan of him, and I think out of all the defenders in our squad, he's probably the least of the priorities to upgrade. But if he carries on this form, he might become the first.
Yes, I'm not sure about the first, but definitely one of the ones we need to look at. But when you actually look at it, his contract's running out. His contract is running out.
Years, yeah,
I think his contract. Yeah, exactly. 18 months left on his deal. So if he doesn't sign, we're going to have to sell him this summer if we want to get some sort of value out of it. So it's either you give him a contract or you sell him this summer. That's the crux of the matter. When you look at his form, it is worrying. It really is. And we've seen it before with Hugo Lloris. Under Pochettino, he went through a few spells where he was making quite a few mistakes, kind of eradicated that out of his game under Jose Mourinho, and we just sing his praises after praise after praise when he came back from that long injury. And now it really is worrying, because I don't ever think we've seen it so many mistakes in such a short space of time from him.
Yeah, his mistakes seem to be coming in 2s at the moment. As I said, the 2 against Liverpool were really bad, I thought, leaving the ball for Firmino and pushing that ball to Trent. The 2 ones against Everton, obviously the one against Calvert-Lewin was terrible, has to be saving that. The second one, it's not the worst mistake, but he should be saving it. He gets a little hand to Richarlison's shot, probably should be saving it, but it was a good effort. And then the 2 yesterday, the penalty, has to be stopping that penalty when he gets there. And the second one as well, he has to be stopping that shot from Gundogan. So it's a problem. It's a problem.
Yeah.
I back Hugo. I back Hugo to turn it around, because I think he's a very good goalkeeper, but it's worrying. It is worrying.
Look, at the end of the day, whether he's on form or not, well, not whether he's on form or not, but when you look at our goalkeeping situation, we have to start thinking about replacing him anyway because of his age.
Yeah, true.
So maybe it's just time.
All right. That's excellent.
Let's move on to the third takeaway, and we are looking at that BALE glimpse from last night.
Yeah, so trying to cling on to anything we can in terms of being positive. So here's something. Gareth Bale played 18 minutes yesterday, which is, first of all, that's a positive. That's more than usual. He had more completed dribbles than anyone on the pitch, including all the City players, including Sterling, who roasted Davis time after time. He had more completed dribbles than him, had more shots than any other Spurs player, and he actually had more touches than Lucas Moura, who played the whole of the first half.
That's mad.
Yeah, so he had more touches than Lucas in his 18-minute spell.
Lucas Moura was fairly involved in that first half as well.
That's what I thought as well. So we know this loan deal hasn't worked out so far, and it's unlikely to work out around the end of the season, but there's a glimpse that maybe he's trying to get more involved when he was on the pitch.
So you're telling me there's a slight chance this loan move can work?
Gareth Bale, he's born to play for Spurs.
I love it how in our watch along, someone commented on the actual watch along saying, "Please tag the moment Gareth Bale took it past 3 players."
I can't wait.
But look,
situation.
Everyone, including us, have been clinging on to anything that we see from Gareth Bale. I've kind of lost hope over the last couple of weeks, but that cameo yesterday against Man City did bring a slight bit of hope back.
Just like I'd given up hope just for the Wycombe game, and then he comes on against Wycombe, and
what a
game!
But look, I think we'll find out this Thursday night to see if he's actually. I think if he doesn't have, because you've got to say he's got to play Thursday night, he's got to start. And if he comes in and starts and has a good game, I'll put hope on. But if he comes in and plays how he has been playing, then I think that we can safely say it's not going to work out.
All right.
Let's move on to the fourth takeaway, and that is those catalogue of errors.
Proper catalogue. Proper. It's from more like an AA telephone book page of errors, I'd say.
It's more like an encyclopedia of errors.
Apparently, 87% of Tottenham's goals conceded this season have either been from a set piece or an individual error, which means 25 goals out of 25, 21 have been individual mistakes or errors. Do you reckon you can name the four goals that were just not errors or were actually conceded?
Liverpool,
tough.
Salah's
deflected effort.
Salah's deflected goal. Can't remember.
Salah's deflected goal was one of them. Danny Ings earlier in the season.
Of course.
That was a nice goal.
Jamie Vardy get one?
That was an own goal.
Oh.
So that goes down as an error. Trossard away when we lost 1-0 to Brighton. That wasn't counted as error. And Lamptey, when actually it should have been disallowed when Højbjerg got fouled.
So you can take that one out of there as well, because that actually should have been disallowed.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't an error. It was an error from the referee, if you count that as an individual error.
That is an individual error.
It should be. I guess that's an individual error. So those are the 4 goals that count as not individual errors. Every other one of our goals you can either put down to literally individual or a set piece. And that is really unbelievable when you think about it. It's unreal that's what we have to put up with at the moment.
It really is. And, Jose Mourinho must be literally having sleepless nights, pulling out his hair. I mean, this guy prides himself on defensive setup, and he keeps being let down by these individual errors and set pieces. I mean, it's an absolute joke what these players are producing on the pitch at the moment.
Yeah, but at the moment, we're still the 4th best defence in the league.
It's mental. It's mental.
The 4th best defence, which is incredible considering.
That's mainly due to our setup, not to the individual errors.
Yeah, it's mad because it's mad when you think about it. When you make that many, 87% of your goals come from errors, and we're still the 4th best. I mean, it's incredible.
Let's move on to the last takeaway. And Sim, this is reasons to be positive. And
apart from Bale,
seeing as we've won 3 games in our last 12 or 11, whatever it is, in basically half a season.
Yeah.
Give me some reasons to be positive, Sim.
All right, so we currently sit 9th in the table. That's a reason. Okay. Despite us sitting 9th in the table, we're currently 4 points off top 4 with a game in hand, having played City twice, Chelsea twice, and Liverpool twice in the league. So those games are out the way. Europa League starts again on Thursday, which is a big avenue for us for potential to get back in the Champions League. Regulon should be back this week, and our record with Regulon stands in the Premier League. Played 12, won 6, drawn 5, lost 1. The one game we lost with Regulon in the starting 11 was Leicester at home in a 2-0 defeat.
Sure, was it lost 2?
Lost 1.
Oh, lost 1.
I've got it lost 1. The only game he started was the was the Leicester game. In all competitions, it's lost 2. He's played 19, won 12, lost 2, drawn 5 in all competitions. Ben Davies's record when starting in the Premier League is played 13, won 5, lost 6, drawn 2. So we really
telling, isn't it?
That is telling how much of a difference Reguilon does make at left back. He should be back this week, so that should make a big difference to us. And Ndombele and Højbjerg, I think, have started to strike up a partnership in the double pivot, despite the fact that he changed it at half time.
Have we won a game with them two in the double pivot?
Yeah, against West Brom.
Oh, against West Brom.
So obviously we looked, I think, attacking wise better against Everton as well. Obviously in the first half, yesterday we looked better in the second half when we changed it. So hopefully we continue to go through that route. So there are reasons to be positive from a structural point of view. And despite the fact we're obviously in awful form, I have belief that if we can start getting a few good results, we can turn this around. We can turn this around.
No, I completely agree. And I think that when you look at the fixtures, I think we've got the most favourable fixtures out of most of our rivals. Going from now until the end of the season, we got Arsenal away coming in just under a month. We got Man United at home coming, and then Leicester away last game of the season. So those are the 3 real difficult games left for this season. So I think we can go on a run. I really believe we can, and I think that the last 3 games, Man City game aside, have given me a bit of hope. I know we haven't been free scoring and kind of bashing teams away, but I've seen kind of positive signs in there that makes me think that we can go on a bit of a run, especially with Reguilon coming back now.
Yeah, exactly. I think Reguilon's going to make a big difference, and let's see how the rest of the season goes. Obviously, we're not happy about how things are going and what we're seeing, but you just got to keep your hope up. And Man City away was always going to be the toughest game of the season, always going to be the hardest game to watch, and it proved. But I think we have the capabilities of the squad, and I think we can turn it around, and we can still have a good season. Even if we don't make top 4, if we can do something in Europa League, that can make up for it.
I think we can make top 4. Look at the facts of the matter is we've won 3 games in our last 11 games, and we're still only there. 4 points behind top 4. Yeah. It's mental when you think about it.
We should be out of sight.
We should be, yeah,
and we're not. So we're still in thereabouts, and we just got to keep plugging away, and hopefully we can turn it around.
Yeah. All right, so there you have it. That is the 5 takeaways from the 3-0 loss against Manchester City last night. The 5 takeaways were problems from the spot, those Hugo Howlers, that BALE glimpse, catalogue of errors, reasons to be positive. So those are your 5 takeaways. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree with our takeaways, and let me know if you have any additional takeaways in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.